What up, guys? So great news. It's still not in there. I called Wells Fargo this morning. She told me that now it's just on Schwab. Schwab needs to go ahead and put it in the account, process it. Whenever their processing stuff happens, it could happen even midday, according to her. The market opens in 15 minutes. It's 9:15 in the morning. This is getting ridiculous at this point. We're still going to look at trading view. We're still going to break down the charts. Excuse me. And still see what moves we would potentially be looking at. We'll do that now. We'll take a quick peek, run through it. That way you guys at least just have like an analysis of what I'm looking at, what I would be getting in. If the money hits the account, we're going to get in it as long as everything adds up. As of right now, account value is still a big fat zero. So I am going to break this down. Let's jump right into it right now. We'll go over Meta, we'll go over NVIDIA, and we'll go over SPX. All right, so as you can see, we're going to start on Meta. Let's pop to the weekly really quick. Let's just take a peek at what it looks like overall. All right, I got a lot of lines on here because we were breaking it down yesterday. You guys pretty much know, what I'm looking for. I'm still looking for the exact same move. I want to see this thing really start to pull up nicely. We're open and pre-market. In 13 minutes, we're going to open up, but we're at 430.83 currently. I want to see this thing rip up to the upside. That would be nice, but look at this on the weekly. You got two huge candles to the way down. I would like to see a retest up here towards this box, right? Or, again, this is more of a conservative area right here where that wick had touched on the smaller time frames. I want to just see it come up there, which, guys, is $50, $40. More than doable. Does it happen today? Probably not. With the news yesterday, as we had anticipated, that did mess with, Meta's stock price. That thing went way down after the whole miscommunication thing with Russia. So this is, we're going to see what happens today. Let's see here. Now we're on the 4-hour. Again, we already have our levels marked up. I'm not looking at a whole lot above because there's no action up here just yet. It hasn't pulled back up. Now, as of right now, even on the 4-hour, it doesn't look too promising to push back up. I just don't foresee it continuing to drop, but it can. If it does continue to drop, where am I going to take it to? This second line right here, and then the second circle, and then down here below this, even where this wick is, because look where we're going. Potentially to 405. I don't see it going down this low, guys, but remember, anything's possible. It's not about, again, oh, I called that. Did you see that I called that? No, it's about making money. So once my analysis is either completely, eradicated or, oh yeah, okay, in fact, it is doing what I thought, we make moves on it. And more importantly, we make sure that it lines up with our playbook and we start rolling. So notice this on the 1-hour. Now we're getting a little more of a nice look. Right here is we're getting a nice bullish engulfing. All right, so this area right here is already a good indication. It's rejected 2 times in this area right here. So we might look for the up push here coming soon. All right. Again, a very conservative, buy if you're looking to get in right when market opens is something like this. I might go take a long position here, right where price currently is at 132.61. If I can get the bottom of that. Bring this thing up where it's right underneath where it tested, which is only a 4-tick stop, and bring this just to the top of this consolidation zone because it's just been bouncing through here, just playing tennis between, which as you know is a supply and demand, support resistance balance play anyways. This is a 2.76 risk to reward ratio. That's solid. So I can, right when market opens, had I had money in Schwab, which is annoying, but if it was in there, this is not a bad trade to take. Market opens, let's go. If it goes and stops me out, it's probably going to go down further. It's possible it goes down, hits some of these stop losses down here, or or buy limits, whatever the case may be, and then just turns around. But this is a good area right here with a positive risk to reward ratio that would go in line with the playbook, and that's really what matters the most. Let's go to NVIDIA real quick. Again, notice that I put a box around this area. This is the 1-hour just because I think this is the clearest view. We can surely go back and peek at the 4-hour in the weekly. Let's take a peek real quick so you guys can see it. All right, notice I've even got levels up here, these two boxes. It says weekly Fibonacci is 0%. Up here is negative 27 extension. Now I kept the Fibonacci up there so you can see it. This is a weekly Fibonacci. Look, from the last higher low all the way up here to the higher high, and then I want to see the pullback or the retrace, which is why we're pulling out the Fibonacci, and it's right at 38.2. Well, if that tells us anything, it's usually going to take it's going to make its move once this thing ends up breaking out, pushing above 23, which is usually consolidation zone, 23.6, to 0 to potentially negative 27 extension, which is 1100 guys for an NVIDIA, which would be obviously, new highs. So again, that's not anything that happens today, but let's pop down to the 4 hour real quick. We've got this area where it's kind of just you'll always hear me say, just kind of like playing tennis between these two zones. Boom, it's come up here, smack down. Come up, smack back down. Then it went past, that's why we built this second level down here. This one got smacked back up. Came down, retested, pushed back through there. Now we're midline, 820, 882, which is what we talked about yesterday. It looks like it might either open, look where a pre is, 870. So it's below some of these wicks. It's very possible it comes down here, touches this support at 854 one more time, because that's where it went yesterday before it came all the way back up, and then goes up here to the top where the sell side is, where we would just smack it back. Now, if it goes above 903 or 905 and it comes up here, retests the newfound resistance into a support because it goes above and then starts to make higher highs, higher lows, then we're starting to target the tops here. I'll start looking for that 945 look, potentially the top of this, all the way up here to 970s. But again, we play that level by level. We don't force it. We don't just throw an arbitrary, I'm going to make a 10 to 1 here, so I'm just going to put my take profit up here. That's not how it's done. So let's come down to the 1 hour. It's a little bit clearer. Notice that I put a box around here. Pre, if you can see this little orange dot, that's where pre-market is. Right here is where price is post. Okay, once we open, in 7 minutes, we're gonna see what happens. If it bursts out of this box, I'm looking for a retest right here, and then a breakout up to the highs at 903. That's a nice, again guys, at market open, you can see that happening where it either does a few things, right? It either does this, break, test, boom, gets to the top, and then consolidates, maybe pushes back down. That doesn't really matter. Or you get it here, it comes back up. Let's say it opens here, because this is where pre-market is. It pushes up to the top of this, fails, comes back down, hits the low again, and then maybe later on in the afternoon, it pumps all the way back up, or it doesn't do any of that, and once it comes down, it just stays going down and goes to that second level that we talked about, underneath here to these lows, low, 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 down up in here. Okay? So notice, this is all hypothesis, right? This is all speculation. But you've got to watch price. You've got to let it talk to you. If there's news that's coming out, which I believe there is, let's go. All right, you've got, let's see here. You've already got employment costs, which came out a little bit higher than expected, 1.2%. All right, you've also got CB consumer confidence coming up here. And, well, no, that's for New Zealand dollar. Yeah, so the only thing you have left is consumer confidence, all right, which is a big one. All right, they came out last 104.7, predictions 104 flat. Let's see what comes out. Again, even if I'm not like, all right, guys, well, here's what happens when CB consumer report comes out. Here's what price normally does. Here's how it correlates. Whether I know that or I don't know that, which I don't need to claim that I know it because I don't. As far as what it does to price, because there's a lot of times where you think the predictable, we've gone up in interest rates. Okay, well then the market should be taking, a huge, drop down because that's not good for the economy. And the economy and the market soars. So don't get caught up so much in the news and what it says and so it should be like this every time, because that is just not the market. That's so unlike the market. So guess what? I'm gonna let the price action talk to me. When this news comes out, again, I showed you the couple scenarios. So let's go down even tighter to like a 15-minute time frame. Look at this, it's bouncing, right? Hit up here, tennis down. Hit up here, tennis down. Okay, and it's kind of just consolidated in this area, right? I guess this would be like almost like a fake out. There, that's more of like where the tops are. So it's here. Pre-market's here. If it pushes up and runs, we're looking for this thing to get up here, test this as a newfound support, and then continue up to these high sell areas at 903, 905. So guys, those are the areas I'm looking at right there. Now we can go take a peek real quick at SPX. It's obviously more just like a overall market move. Okay, check it out. Oops, let me take this out. All right, so this is the, let's go to the 1 hour real quick because I think that will tell us what we need to know. All right, well, let's pop to the weekly. Let's just do this. Let's do it right. All right, so notice I have the Fibonacci here as well. 0, negative 27 extension. Push up, came down to 50. Push back up through 38. Usually when it passes through 38 and it's not coming down here to tamper with this anymore, which would be this 50-60 area, it's going to push through to 0. It's not always that way. It's also passing through 23.6. And if obviously institutions and banks want to just chop around here in this 23.6, that's very possible. So this thing could just come over here and just kind of kaput and just consolidate here before it starts to push, maybe comes down, then makes its move to the upside. So we just have to wait and see what happens, all right? So, but you saw that the weekly's pretty clear. It's making higher highs, higher lows. So, oops. So we're looking to make, moves to the upside. All right, so we're peaking here. This thing is obviously knifed down. You could even draw a descending trend line here if you wanted to, just to kind of really, get a good look at, all right, so this is what's going on with price. I really don't like this trend line, to be fair. I kind of like this one better. Yeah, I like that one better. Because this is more of like a false breakout. 1, 2, 3 touches, 4 touches almost. So this is pretty solid here. I would obviously just put my circles here, but just for obviously time's sake, 1, okay, 2, 3, right? Even 4. So normally you would be looking underneath the trend line, descending trend line for sells. Now we're above it, so what are we looking for? Buys. Ooh, that is like ugly. All right, boom. All right. So since we're looking for buys, we already know, and it's above 38.2, which is a nice Fibonacci level, which again, typically, and we're looking at the higher time frames. This would be different if I threw the Fibonacci on like a 5 minute, which is not going to, we'll get, false breakouts. We'll get false just readings. But when I'm looking at it on a 4 hour, 1 week, 1 month, now we're looking, a little bit more in depth. So this thing can push up to 0. So that's what I'm looking for SPX to do now. If this pushes up, this is what you have to keep in mind. These are very correlative to your Meta, your NVIDIA, because a lot of these are involved in the SPX, right? Which is the top 500 companies in the world. So if this thing pushes nicely to the upside, all right, and we break out of this little small consolidation range, as you can see. Look, I'll even put a box around it to make it clear. There's the bottom of it, there's the top of it. Okay? 9:30 just opened, and it's right there at the bottom. Everybody peep that? Boom, right there, just opened. Let's go down to the 15 minute. Let's get some more detail. See what's going on. Oh, yeah. Okay, gap down. Let's see what happens. Does it hit this right here? It's very possible that it just does this right here. Look. There's a floor right there. So we're going to put that. That's like last resort, if you will. It can go right there. If this uses this EMA as a support, the 50, and punches back up, we could be moving to the upside. Okay, let's go over to Meta and NVIDIA and see how they opened, and then we'll get out of here. Now I got to head to the gym. If I can find my mouse, that would be great. There we go. All right, Meta. All right, here we go. Meta opened like mid-body, nice, engulfing here. Again, we're on the 15 minute. We're like 50% of this body right here. This thing might push down, test support one more time, and then push on up. But, as I told you, where would the initial take profit be? I'm going to take off the other one, right there to the top. This is a solid TP. Let's see if it goes and smacks this 4.3 stop loss tick. It might. But again, I'm able to mitigate my risk and then take a nice 11-point tick move based off of just how I had it set up here. All right, so let's go to the 5 minute. Oh yeah, it gapped down a little bit. Let's see if it hits. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to open up 2 charts. Boom. And then I want to look at NVIDIA. Okay. So we've got Meta over here, NVIDIA over here. Let's see what is going on here. All right, let's go. Let's take this off. This will be the kind of last bit of it, guys. Again, because I don't have any of the money in my account, let's see if it's changed. No. Because, you know what I'm saying, there's no money in the account right now. This is essentially the breakdown that you're going to get, you know what I'm saying, for the day. When it gets in there, guys, again, we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. I mean, it's looking as if Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are going to be the days that I get to trade. Unless for whatever odd reason it gets in there midday today. But I wanted to make sure that we at least did this, you know what I'm saying? So you know that we're always staying on the charts, we're always looking at things. Because, you know, we got to still get our reps in and make sure that we're looking at the same thing. This looks like over here at Meta that it's approaching this stop loss pretty closely. I have it a bit tight. I probably could let it breathe. It is a 3 tick stop, but I'm going to just trust my analysis. I can get smacked out of it, not a big deal. This thing comes back up, rallies, gets up above this where it tested, this 432.26 area, and then goes above. It's still another entry, and I can probably have a tighter tick stop loss this next time if it goes and smacks this one. But let's see. So we're almost pretending as if we're in this meta move. And then we're going to take a peek. It's still consolidating over here. I'd like to see NVIDIA move up out of here pretty quickly, but notice we're getting some rejection on the upside, which is interesting. Like as if it's filling this and wants to go back to the bottom, like to the support. But you got to, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. You got some buyers in here who are saying, we want to push this thing up. So let's see. Let's see what it does. I have the minute, I want to say on both of these. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to the 1 minute. All right, on both. Boom. Notice NVIDIA's over here. Meta's over here. Look at this. Both of them. Boom. Almost identical, guys. Almost identical. So what's that tell me about SPX? SPX is probably flying. This thing's getting ready to break above. Oh, it's time to ride. I'm pissed. I'm about to miss this, honestly. Now, it could be a fake out. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Meta's starting to move, and so is NVIDIA. Oh my gosh, bro. I should be in this family. That's annoying. Super annoying. Oh my Lord. Listen, guys. In options, whether you know or don't know, you don't need huge moves. You really don't. Again, this was a 4 tick stop. This was pretty solid entry right here. I'm not going to lie. Happy with that. Obviously, we got to stay above it, though. It could easily fake out. Sellers should come in here crazy and start ripping this thing down to support. Doesn't look like that's what's going to take place. Same thing with NVIDIA. Let's see what happens on the next minute. I'm going to give it, this is a 1 hour level. This has got 7 seconds left until this thing closes. Let's see what happens on the next minute or two, and then we'll get out of here. All right. So it's going to test that box. Does it start ripping back in, or does it go up? All right, buyers are here. Ooh, okay, it's coming down vicious. NVIDIA is. Meta's starting to tank a little bit. Let's see what's going on. I think it ends up holding up, but let's see. I don't have depth of market open right now, so I actually don't know how many orders are coming in, but we can take a peek at that as well. Let's look at the footprint. Let's go. All right, let's put the footprint on. Can I get the footprint going over here? Or is it just one chart? Oh, it's goody. You got a lot of sellers coming in. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. This looks crazy. Sorry, guys. All right. Trying to get in like super zoomed in so you guys can kind of see some of these orders that are coming in. Buyers are coming to scoop this bad boy. So it looks like it wanted to test. Like it tested this area right here. Look at this wick. Boom, right there. So right, I'll even put a line there. Boom, right where that blue line is, it looks like it tested there. It could keep going down, no doubt. Ooh, you got 1821 on the buys. Wow. Okay, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. We might be getting false, what do you call it? False breakouts. This thing has been pushing down. So again, this is the tennis game we're talking about. What does it normally do? Smacks it back down to support. Well, where is support? Well, let's back up to the 15-minute time frame. If this continues to go down, down up in here somewhere. But buyers are starting to push this thing back up. There's obviously, in the markets, of course, it's, you know, an auction house, so you just got this tug of war deal going. All right, this is tested nicely too, NVIDIA. I think this is building for a nice support. I think this thing's going to continue to break out. Let's see. It's almost like now we can't walk away from the market just yet because we want to just see what happens. Wow, NVIDIA took a freaking real crazy fall. All right, all right. This is interesting. Is it going to hold right here, or are we going to fail? Let's go to, we're on the 1 minute, so it's not giving us a whole lot of detail. Let's go to the, all right, I'm on the 15 minute. Let's go to the 15 minute on Meta as well and just read it out. All right, we're going to move this over so you guys don't get confused. You know where the entry would be. I just want you to see it from here. Let's take this footprint off because it's probably confusing you guys. All right. See what happens. Now I just want you to see, obviously your left, your lows is where I had the bottom at, meaning the stop loss. This thing's pushing right back on up, at least for Meta. Meta's moving. Here comes NVIDIA. Let's go to the 5 minute. Let's get down there. All right, let's get down there. Boom. Boom. Man, NVIDIA is going, now look at this. NVIDIA is much clearer where it's like, well, where has it gone before? It's possible it can stop right here and start to go back up, but this thing can go right here to the bottom. It can go even down here to the very, very bottom. Whoa, where did my, what do you call it? Oh, there it is. Set my stop loss. All right, let's go to the 1 minute. And let's go to the 1 minute here. Oh man, we are tanking, guys. Ooh. Did you guys see that push? Wow. On NVIDIA. There's obviously buyers here on both. On Meta and on NVIDIA, there are buyers sitting right here. Here we go, next minute. That was a nice engulfing right there on NVIDIA. Meta is just continuing to just trek. Let's pull this closer because it's a little bit far away. Because I want you guys to see the stop. Let's see if we get stopped out or not. NVIDIA with the recovery of the century. Look at this. Also, Meta starting to find support right here. It's tested. Where's that line at? Boom. So you've got buyers, passive buyers that are just sitting right there that are like, hit it back up, hit it back up, hit it back up, hit it back up. That don't want it to go down further. Now, that's not really up to them. If somebody with a bigger ask starts selling this down, you know what I'm saying, and pushing it down to support, price can go there. But this is a herd mentality thing, guys. People start looking at patterns. People start looking at the chart. They're going, okay, oh, this looks good for an opportunity to buy. I'm going to buy. When you got millions of people buying, I don't care. It don't matter how big your order is, unless you're a bank where it's like, okay, you got all the money to be able to, put as many orders in the market as you want. But even those guys can't put all, 10,000 contracts at one time. They have to spread it out. Obviously, they do it on algorithms. So they're just trying to make sure that they make their money and they get price at wholesale. That's their MO. Oh my goodness, look at Meta. Oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get up above these highs right freaking now. This thing is shooting. Oh my goodness. Here we go. This has got 20 seconds left, and this thing's about to rip. It's passing. Both these are passing the highs. Oh yeah, this thing's getting ready to rip right freaking now. 10 seconds left in the candle. Still pushing up strong. 7, 6, 5, 4. Good Lord. 3, 2, 1. New candle. Open above. Wow. That's a beauty. This thing's about to run. And I'm about to watch this. This should be P's, guys. This should be profits right now that we're taking from the market. NVIDIA is rejecting again. It's just not trying to get over this line. Because the reality is once it gets over this 882, guys, there's the magnet, so to speak, that it's attracted to, if it does rip above, is going to be up here in the 900s almost. So look, if we look at the bigger time frames, go to the 1 hour on NVIDIA. So I want you to notice. Where was the last point on the circle? Right there, 887. That's $5 from where we're at. It's at 880 currently. It's pushing up. The next line, guys, is somewhere in this area right here. Maybe 895. If not, it's got to go to 900. All right? So that's what we're looking at this thing. Look at this thing. Meta's about to freaking start rolling as well. Look at this. Look at this. And this is exactly what I wanted to see right here. This would have been a great play. A great play in probably 2 or 3 contracts. We would have been able to get in with the K size we have. Right? Push this thing up right here to the highs. I'm not even looking for any bigger of a move than that because it's possible that it just continues to consolidate today. Maybe it doesn't want to move very much. NVIDIA is doing the same thing. Guys, as you can see, this is just freaking frustrating. Right? And I love when I'm right, and I also hate when I can't get in the game. Obviously, we've already gone for dang near 25 minutes. You guys got the breakdown. You guys still keep... We'll look at it at the end of the night. I'll do like a quick little snippet or whatever because I don't foresee the money getting in there where I can trade, and the move's going to be over by the time, which is annoying, but it is what it is. What I want to say is at the end of the day, when I come back for lunch or whatever, we'll look at it, see where it went, see that it hit my TPs. I'm not going to move my take profit areas at all. And we're also going to look at NVIDIA as well. So again, remember, NVIDIA was that first circle on the descending trend line, or second circle, excuse me. And then the next one was that sell box, which was that 902, 905 area. So those are the 2 numbers I want you to think about. We're going to come back to it in the afternoon, see if it played out. NVIDIA is rejecting right now. So there's a lot of heavy sellers right now that don't want this thing to go up. But I have a feeling it's going to. Meta was the one I actually put the stop loss on that you guys saw as a 4-tick stop. Beautiful play. And it should be riding right on up. So it's pushing up. It's not going as viciously as it was, but I think it will continue to stay strong. Hope you guys have a great day today. Be blessed. And I will see you guys at lunch. Peace.